Hello and welcome. This video is to show you how to join a Toastmasters meeting. First thing you need to do is install the Zoom program if you haven't already. Now you don't need to Google it, you can just go to zoom.us zoom.us and that will take you to the Zoom website, and hopefully the opening screen will be similar to this, although they do change it regularly. But all we need to do is look up in the top right hand corner. There is a pull down menu called Resources, and if you mouse over that you'll see a Download Zoom client. You need the top one, which is a Zoom client for meetings. This is for Windows PCs. So we download that and it will download to your PC, and then you need to run that download. So if you're using Chrome or some of the other browsers, it will appear at the bottom and you can just do open and then the installer will run. You might get a message saying, do you want to run this and whatever, but the installer will run and eventually you will get this program appear. Now there's two ways that you can join the meeting, and that depends on how your invite is set. Either you'll get a link which will be a URL link which will take you to the meeting, or you'll be given the 9-digit account number of the Zoom account that is running your meetings. So let me show you what that looks like. If I create an invite, and if I show you, here is an invite and here is the link. This is the sort of link you'll get, alright? So it'll be a Zoom, some sort of Zoom US URL, and that will give you the link, and you run that link and it will say open web browser, and you can run it that way. Let me show you how that sort of looks. So if I just put that into web browser, I get this download thing and it launches into the window and we get started, and I can say now join with computer audio. I now need to make sure that I've got the right computer audio set. Now the easy way to do that is to see if my microphone has got this little green thing going up and down. That shows that it's receiving audio, so it's working to some degree, so that's good. If it isn't, you have a little button here and you can choose your audio sections for your microphone. Don't worry, you won't have as big a longer list as I have for mine, but you can set that up. If you're still unsure, you can use this test speaker and microphone section where you hear a ringtone, and I believe you'll be able to hear that through this recording. And if it's right, you can hear yes. If it's not, you can then change to another device until you find the one that works. Once you get this set up, you shouldn't need to do it ever again. And then secondly, you've got a chance to talk into your microphone, and then it will play back. You've got a chance to talk into your microphone, and there it is playing back. And there it is playing back. So I can say yes, my settings are okay. And yet, hold on, let's cut in there. I'm just going to show you the other way we connect to Toastmasters, and that is you might be given a 9, I keep saying 6, it's a 9-digit number which is your personal meeting ID. So that's the other way of joining. So my personal meeting ID at this moment is 421-798-4937, and if I enter that I should get into my meeting. So let's hit it. I'm going to turn off my video when I go in, and I'm probably going to be muted anyhow, so I won't worry about the audio. Make sure your name is right, and if I just hit join, again I'll be taken into the meeting. I've got a chance to test my computer audio again. I'm happy that it works. I can see that my microphone's working because look, my thing's going up and down. The chances are though you're going to be muted when you go in, otherwise everybody will be talking. And you notice when I'm muted, I'm just warned about that fact. And we've got a welcome screen on this Toastmasters, which is nice to see. That's the other way of joining. Now let's go back to the video that I started. You are likely to be muted by your administrator of the meetings, because obviously we can't have everybody talking at once. And again, hopefully, before the meeting, they will come round to each person. So they'll come to you, and they'll talk. You'll hear them talking to you, and they will turn on your microphone for you, ask you to talk back to them, ask you to turn on your video, so that we can make sure that it works. So let's turn on the video and see how I look. And here I am up here, and I'm going to turn off the other video just so we know who we're looking at. So here I am, and I can see me here, and I'm a bit high, so I've got to crouch down a bit or adjust my video so that I look right until I'm happy. Well, I'm happy with that, that's good. So now I know how I need to sit. What controls have I got here? Well, at the moment I have a little control to change the videos. I can also start with a full screen. Full screen is probably a good idea. I can switch to shared content, so that's the shared content because something's being shared. And I also probably better dealing with the speaker's view as well. But we've got shared content at the moment, so let's turn off that shared content so I can show you what speaker's view looks like. So here we are. So I'll just maximise that window, take up all the space, and I've got two things here. I've got gallery view. If I click, now that means change. So we're in speaker view at the moment. If I click on gallery view, what you get is a list, so to speak, of all the speakers. There's only two of us here, so there's only two boxes. As more people join, there'll be more boxes appearing across the screen. Now that's fine for the beginning when you want to see who's there and wave at people and whatever, but in the meeting you're better off having the speaker view. If you click on the speaker view, then the main speaker is in that main part of the screen, and all the other people are going to be listed across the top, and you can scroll across to see them. But there are other ways you can communicate while you're in the meeting and before the meeting. I suggest you click on the participants button, which will open a participants tab on the right hand side, so you can see all the people that are on. And I also suggest you click on the chat button, which will open a chat tab on the right hand side, so you can chat to people with text chat. Now you've got a 2 here, so you can choose an individual person to talk to privately, or you can send a message to everybody. I suggest you may want to say hi to everybody at the beginning of the meeting, but the rest of the time you should chat privately to each person, otherwise there'll just be a flood of information flying around. And try not to start doing text chats messages in the middle of speeches. That's just like trying to have a conversation with the guy next to you during a speech. It's not really the right etiquette, it's not polite. If you have any problems, then what I suggest you do is on the right hand side you use this raised hand button to raise your hand to say you've got an issue, and then I would expect one of the leaders of the meeting to come and address you with your problem. If your problem is resolved, you can lower your hand as well. And it may be that during the meeting you may be asked to raise your hand for a particular issue or to acknowledge something or whatever. That could be possible as well. There are also 2 other ways, well, no, there's 3 other ways you can give feedback during the meeting. Firstly, you can just use your webcam to clap or to thumbs up or OK or whatever. The other way you can do it is there's a button that does similar things. Here it is at the bottom. It's called reactions. We can click on reactions and we can do a clap, and a clap icon appears in my video screen for about 5 seconds and then goes away. So at the end of a speech, I think that's a nice way to thank the speaker. And there's also a thumbs up. So if a question is asked rhetorically or openly and you want to give your feedback about it, you can give a thumbs up. No, we don't have a thumbs down. Sorry, just the 2 reactions. But they are Toastmaster positive. We've got the clap and we've got the thumbs up. If you have a problem, you can use the raise a hand, and You have control on your video. Only you can turn on and turn off your video. However, the organisers of the meeting can mute and unmute your audio. So you have been warned. They can unmute your audio. So if you wander off and you come back, you want to make sure that it's muted or unmuted as you expect. They can unmute you. That's because they can then unmute you to talk to you. They have got the control to make sure that we don't have everybody speaking at once. But really, it is simple. Once you've got logged in, you either get a URL or you get a 6-figure number you put in, and then make sure your microphone's working, make sure your webcam's working, make sure you're comfortable. I suggest you turn on to speaker view and you turn on the tabs for the chat and the participants so you can see who's in. If you have a problem, you can raise your hand. You want to give feedback, you can do reactions, or you can do something in your webcam screen. Enjoy it. It is a different experience. It is a different set of things that we have to learn. But if you want to, I leave you with the most important thing about communication when you are doing a speech, and that is, please do not just look at your own image, because if you do, you're going to be looking up at the screen or looking down on the screen, and the picture that everybody sees is a Toastmaster staring off into the distance. You want to look into the camera like I'm looking into this camera now, or if I go to my webcam, I'm looking into the camera on my video. So if I was a speaker now, you would see me looking into the camera, and if I'm looking into the camera, I'm looking at you, the viewers, and that's going to give you your connection. Once you know from your webcam that you're in the right place, your head is in the right place, you don't need to keep looking at yourself. It's what we do too much when we do use these things for lives, and I hate it. Look into the camera lens, talk to the camera lens. That's where your audience is, and that's why I'm gesticulating, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm talking to you. Have fun. This is a great opportunity to learn a new skill. Okay, certain things about Toastmasters is going to be difficult to do on a webcam. We're not going to be walking around a stage so much, but it will give you a chance to learn better verbal skills and better facial skills, because you're on TV now. You are on TV, you are right up close to your audience. So you have a chance to concentrate on a certain set of Toastmaster skills which will do you a lot of good in the future, because communicating via the internet in my world is ubiquitous. Can't say it. In most people's worlds now, you do Facebook Lives, you talk to people, you Skype to people. Being able to talk on a webcam is a really powerful tool for your personal and your business future. So I wish you well. I hope to see you on Toastmasters soon. I'm going to be bouncing around all the virtual clubs, seeing what's going on, and I'll create other videos as I see issues that need sorting. But for God's sake, keep safe and enjoy yourself. Thank you, Toastmasters.